November 19th, 2020. I'm DRutter, and a mandatory mask in all indoor places order has been issued here in British Columbia and almost every other province in Canada, as far as I'm aware. In the last couple of days, it has really been put into place, regardless of where there are outbreaks and where there are not, and where the numbers are high and where they're not. And of course, this has been done on the basis of cases being up. Deaths? Not so much, but cases are up because testing is, well, 10, 20, 30 times higher than it was at the beginning of the pandemic. So cases are up, of course, and we are in a small second wave, I guess, going into winter here. But really, it has been overinflated, and I've talked about that many times. But the point here is there's a mask order now issued here in BC, and I've done some videos in the past few days on masks, one a little more serious than the other, but I'll put those both down below. But what I wanted to talk about right now is the similarities with domesticating animals. And you can probably already see where I'm going with this, but I do have a specific point to make about it. It's not a veganism video at all. This is about what we know about domesticated animals and how the lives of these animals end. Usually for economic reasons, humans have decided that the animals, generally mammals, but we can talk about birds and such as well, but mammals especially, will be brought to the slaughterhouse, essentially a place where they die and are begun to be processed into food for humans and other things. But at that point, the animal usually, it's lived its entire life, of course, in domestication. These animals have no natural, they're not natural animals at all. Some more than others. Of course, some farms are better than others. Some factory farms are really bad. Some, small family farms are a little better, but these animals don't live normal, natural lives. This isn't what they would normally like to be doing, and they wouldn't normally be going to a slaughterhouse at any point. They don't want that either, but at some point, the animal, usually to make it easier on the humans, there is a process to bring the animals to a conveyor or into a kind of a funnel to, I don't know the exact terminology, I've never worked in animal agriculture, thankfully, but they're basically herded or guided or lured with food or something into a narrow enclosure. And eventually, at one point, they have a decision to make. Not really, they're not allowed to ultimately to escape, of course, but there is an opening and the animal decides to either go into that opening or not. And sometimes they don't, and they'll be herded back, and a different animal will go in, and then another animal will go in, but eventually all the animals will have to go in. But there is that point where they are making that decision. Is this the way I want to go? They don't know it yet, but once they go that way, they can't go back. They can't. There's a turnstile or electric prod or something stops them from reversing at any point. So once they go that way, they can't go back. And they don't know what's around the corner. There literally is generally a 90-degree corner, and the animal, once they turn that corner, maybe then they realize they see or smell what's coming. But it's too late already. And I think you see where I'm going with this, but I believe that we are being domesticated, and at some point I believe that we will be gotten rid of as well. And I think that at some point we are going from free humans, free beings, free, we are mammals ourselves, we're just different from the other mammals. We have a civilization, for better or for worse, but we are different from them, and we think of ourselves as above them, but we aren't. We are just different animals. We're all different. We have, humans don't have the best eyesight. We don't have the best running speed. We don't have the best swimming abilities. We do have the best cognitive abilities in some ways, and we have the abilities to reason sometimes. So we humans need to rise above, and we need to see what situation we're in right now. A lot of us don't know and aren't willing to admit, but we have been and are being domesticated. We don't live natural lives, for example. We aren't allowed to leave. We are either confined to our countries or to wherever, but we do have restrictions on where we can go, where we can be, what we can do. And some of this is for a good cause, but some of this is actually not for a good cause. Some of this is being done to change society, and many people have stated that they want to change society, and they've been working at it, and their predecessors and their companies and organizations and families and groups have been working at it for decades, generations, and centuries even. So we are at now a point where we can be technologically enslaved, and that is about to happen to society. And it's sad to say that, but I have been talking about it for a long time, and now this has come essentially to pass. We are at that point now where we have to decide, are we going any further? Is this the opening that I want to go in, or do I want to go back where it's relatively a little bit more free over here in the open pen? Do I want to go into that opening? There's something, maybe a lure, maybe some food, maybe someone pushing you toward it. But for one reason or another, a lot of us are going down that way. And the rest of us still outside don't know what's in there. We don't know that it's a slaughterhouse. Some of us do, I guess. And the more of us that go along with it and that are doing it, the easier it is for all of us to be pushed down that way, and for all of us to have to face this demise. If every single animal decided we're not going there ever, we're all going to stay out here, and we're strong, and we're together, and you're not going to push us into the slaughterhouse, then it wouldn't happen. But it does happen one at a time, and this has been happening to us one at a time. And a lot of us now are on that chute, that conveyor system, that, a gate basically, and then on either side a fence, so there's nowhere left or right you can go, and you cannot reverse. You'll see these animals in slaughterhouse videos that when they realize what it is, they try to turn around, but it's designed so they can't. It's just not big enough to turn around. It's just not big enough. And they try with all their might, but they end up dead. And you will not know that you are being domesticated, being slaughtered until it happens. That is how it works. And it's time that we, stop thinking about this as a conspiracy theory. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not. It could very well be true. We need to ensure our freedom. It doesn't matter if we can prove that this is what's going to happen or not, if we're sure that that's what's around that next corner. Let's not go down into that chute at all. Let's stay free. And the thing with masks is, the more of us that put on the mask show to the rest of us this is what we should all be doing, and it encourages it. People mimic each other, children especially. What are we role modeling to people? I have not worn a mask, and I will not wear a mask for many reasons. And I'm not even going to go into my justifications and why I should actually have an exemption and so on. I'm not even going to do that. I have an exemption because I'm a free human. And I wish everybody would do that. Because if everybody did that, or at least 90% of us, those few of us that were doing it would be the odd ones out. And the government and the media would not be able to be pushing us around and telling us that we're bad people, or that we're infecting people, and grandma's dead because of you guys. It's absolutely insane. There's people out there that want to smash people in the face that they see because they're not wearing a mask. Amazing. Amazing how society has changed because of people listening to the mainstream media. There are many viruses out there that have been raging in the human populations for decades and hundreds of years even, that are worse. Epstein-Barr virus, for example, causes almost all the known illnesses that humans can get, including MS and tons more. And this Epstein-Barr virus kills millions of people per year. But we don't count that, we don't care, because there's no vaccine for it. There's going to be some kind of treatment for this COVID-19. And the masks are just a Band-Aid. They even look like a Band-Aid. They look like a patch. That's what they are, a patch, until the jab comes. And if we go down this road, if we put on the masks obediently, which do nothing, by the way. The article today even says that aerosolized particles are the spread of COVID-19, not just spit droplets. And the masks themselves, even medical masks, say this only stops spit droplets. This does not stop aerosolized particles. So we're putting on masks that we know for sure don't work. And even these cloth ones that people make at home, even worse, they don't stop aerosolized particles. And the air goes around as well. If you're breathing and you're getting enough oxygen to your brain, then you're not stopping the virus. That's how it works. So You're not stopping the virus. You're causing yourself and others harm. And we're going down this road to you know where. Somewhere not good. If they can get you to put a diaper on your face for no good reason, and you know it doesn't work, and they can still get you to do it, they can get you to do anything, and they'll get you to walk down that chute, and then you won't be able to back out when you realize where it's going. Realize where it's going now. Listen to the people that have been right all along. I've been right on this channel for 10 years, for 15 years. I haven't said anything wrong on this channel in that time. All my predictions have been right. Hell, even the Bitcoin price and to the exact date I've gotten right. I've gotten everything right on this channel. It's nice to be able to say that, but still nobody wants to listen to me. And this is what's happening. I'm not going to give you details, but it's bad, right? We all know it's bad. Something bad is happening. They're not doing this for no reason. This is all happening by design in every country, in every state, except for the smallest countries and the third world countries that just never play along with this kind of thing. They're fine. They're just oblivious to it. It's not doing anything to them. The only reason people have heard about this is because of the mainstream media. You would not hear about this virus otherwise. No one hears about Epstein-Barr virus that kills millions of people, and there's tons of viruses like that. That's just how life is. I'll put the article down below. It's short. They don't even talk about what masks are. It's just there's a mask order in effect for BC. There's also a travel ban. You're not allowed to travel. There's a work ban. You're not allowed to work unless you have an official reason and you're essential. It's essentially twice as bad, 3 times as bad as the lockdown that we had at the beginning of the year in March. And the death count is about 1/10, maybe 1/5 of what it was then, if that. So that just speaks for itself. Talk to you soon.